Today we are having a look at comparative adjectives and adverbs, all right? So I thought what we could look at first up is we could have a look at comparing Australia and New Zealand, okay? So comparing is when we take two things, like a country, two countries, and we talk about them in relation to each other, all right? So for example, we've got some examples here. So number one is the landmass of Australia is larger than the landmass of New Zealand. The population is higher than the population of Australia is higher than New Zealand's population, and the population of New Zealand is growing more slowly than Australia's. Summers in Australia are generally more humid and hotter than in New Zealand. Winters in New Zealand are a lot harsher and colder than in Australia. And this is true because it quite often snows in New Zealand, but in Australia we don't really see a lot of snow. In general, Australian society is more conservative than New Zealand society. This is true. Australia is more conservative than New Zealand, I would say. Australian politics is much more volatile than New Zealand politics. Australian politics is famous for being very aggressive. If you've seen the politicians in Parliament, it's actually sometimes like watching children fighting. It's really, really bad. So I would say Australian politics is much more volatile than New Zealand politics. This is interesting. The cost of living in New Zealand is higher than in Australia. So just everyday living in New Zealand is more expensive than in Australia. However, rent in New Zealand are generally more affordable than in Australia. So generally rent in New Zealand is cheaper than in Australia. Okay, so there we go. We've got some comparative language there. Now, when we do comparatives, we've got two ways of doing it. So here you can see we've got larger. So we've changed large and we've just added ER at the end. So number one is ER. So ER we use for one syllable adjectives and adverbs. So we'd say larger because large is one syllable, larger. High is one syllable, so we say higher. Fast is one syllable, so we say faster. Cold is one syllable, so we say colder. And harsh is one syllable as well, so we say harsher. All right, also we use ER for two syllable adjectives or adverbs that end with Y. Okay, so for example, easy is an adjective. It's easy, it's two syllables, it ends with a Y, so we say easier. Friendly is an adjective and it's two syllables, friendly, ends with a Y, we say friendlier. And then lastly, we could say early. Early is two syllables, early, two syllable adjective, ends with Y, we say earlier. All right, so our second comparative form is more. Okay, now more we use for adjectives and adverbs that are two syllables or more. So for example, humid. Humid is two syllables, so we say more humid. Okay, conservative. Okay, conservative, conservative, four syllables, so we have to say more. Okay, look at affordable. Affordable, you've got two syllables, all right? So we have to use more affordable. Also, we use more for adverbs that end with ly. So for example, slowly, we have to say more slowly. Quickly, to say more quickly. Carefully, we have to say more carefully. All right, so there are, like in all English, there are some exceptions. All right, so clever, noisy, simple, quiet, we can use more or ER. So I can say more clever or I can say cleverer. I can say more noisy or I can say noisier. I can say more simple, or I can say simpler, or I can say more quiet, or I can say quieter. And then secondly, we have irregular adjectives and adverbs, all right? So bad or badly, we can't say badder. We have to say worse. So I'd have to say, I am worse at maths than you. I can't say badder. There's no such word as badder, okay? Same with good and well. We have to say better. We can't say gooder. I'm gooder than you. All right, your English is better than before. I can't say your English is gooder than before. And then our last one is far. Okay, I can't say farer. I have to say further. So I'd have to say Fremantle is further away than Joondalup. I can't say farer. Alright guys, so I hope that clears it up. If you've got any more questions, don't forget to just give me a call or give me a WhatsApp message and I will answer any of your questions. Alright, thank you. Bye-bye.